Cambodia to Nepal, and even more. But of course, like any adventure, there are some safety rules. All guests must be seated at all times during the ride, with all bodyguards and personal belongings inside of the train. No eating or drinking anything aside from water, and of course, no smoking or vaping of any kind during our trip. Just like that, we're arriving in the meadow. Look to the right past the trees, and you may catch a glimpse of some of our barazinga here. The name barazinga means 12 timed in Hindi, traverse the male's antlers, which can grow 12 to 14 points per bar. Now, later in the day, a lot of the meadow activity has mostly moved over towards the back hills, but don't you worry. We'll be passing by that area later on in the tour, so we won't be missing out on the animals. It's normal activities move around the different yards based on the weather, the time, and the animal's preferences. In the meantime, as we continue on our way through the front end of the meadow, here's our keeper Michelle with some info about the space, as well as our care team who helps keep all the animals safe and healthy.
Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm part of the Wild Asian Keeper team. We call this area the Kanha Meadow, where we care for about 40 Barasinga deer, 15 axis deer, 10 black buck, and a pair of muntjac. We start our day by checking on all the animals, making sure they are healthy, behaving normally, and safe. Sometimes, fawns and calves are born overnight. Newborns are given a neonatal exam, which includes weighing, vaccination, and tagging for identification purposes. While the animals are in the meadow, we prepare their nighttime holding areas so that they have a safe and clean place to spend the night.
Now, I'm guessing that most of us here on board know what the word extinct means. If a plant or animal has gone extinct, that means that it no longer exists, but there aren't any left. The animal we'll be looking for in the next field was dangerously close to becoming extinct. In fact, Mongolian wild horse, or Przewalski's horse, was declared extinct in the wild back in the 1960s. That means that these animals could only be found in zoos. For a time, there were none left in the wild. Here we go. Now you'll notice that the Przewalski's horse looks a little different from domestic horses. They have shorter legs, giving them a stockier build, as well as upright manes which do not have forelocks. That's what this thing's over the forehead. Now we've got some members of the herd close to the fence. Remember to stay in those seats, everybody. Each put safety first. As we continue on our way through the Przewalski's horse pasture, here's our expert, Jonathan Slack, with more about these rare, beautiful horses, as well as the efforts being made to help save this species. Farmers...
Jonathan Slack is a Russian Northeast Asia coordinator for Wildlife Conservation Society. We believe that wildlife has a place on this earth. My job is to find practical solutions that allow people and wildlife to thrive together. Peter Przewalski's horse went extinct in the wild in the 1960s. On a recent trip to Kazakhstan, we thought about the ongoing and successful efforts in that country to bring these horses back to the Central Asian steppe. The world needs happy stories. Watch the impossible become possible and to see hope restored. That's what's happening today with Peter Przewalski's horse.
The Bronx Zoo received its first Przewalski's horses all the way back in 1902. To date, we've had over 50 foals born right here. The Przewalski's horse is just one of many animals involved in the Species Survival Program, or SSP. Zoos around the world, including the Bronx Zoo, are working together to breed healthy populations of endangered species. Our hope is that one day these animals may be able to return to their rightful homes back in the wild. We'll be leaving the Przewalski's horse pasture behind in just a few moments, everyone.
Yeah, they have a big area that can be
In the next field, we're going to be on the lookout for a very large cow-like animal. Now, let's see. There's a chance they may be a bit further in towards the back end of the yard. Don't worry, folks. We're just going to keep moving forward, and we should get a good view soon enough. The animal that we're searching for here looks something like a big brown bull. If you spot one, you're looking at the world's largest species of wild cattle, the gaur. Adult gaur can reach 6 feet tall and 10 feet long, and they can tip the scales at over 2,000 pounds, as much as a small car. With their impressive size and powerful horns, Fully grown Gower can fight off just about any predator, even a tiger. Here we go, they're gonna start coming into view all the way over on the right. As we continue on our way through the Gower pasture, here's our keeper Dave, who works with our herd here at the Bronx Zoo. Remember guys, we need to stay in our seats. Parents and guardians, kids can be in a seat or a lap. They cannot be standing up.
Hi, I'm Dave, a wild animal keeper here in Wild Asia. When the Bronx Zoo received 2 female and 1 male Gower from the San Diego Zoo, it took a couple of introductions before all the animals were home. But after a little bit of time, the 3 new animals fully integrated into the herd, and we have the family that you see today. A family group of Gower can consist of up to 40 individuals, and is typically led by an older adult female called the matriarch. Since the 2 females and 1 male have been added to this family, there have been a number of offspring. This is important because Gower are considered to be a vulnerable species, so it's vital to maintain a healthy growing herd here at the zoo.
At this point in our journey, you might notice some noise coming from a concrete jungle rather than our Asian one. It can be easy to forget at times that the Bronx Zoo sits in the heart of an urban environment, but the noise coming from behind the train is traffic on the Bronx River Parkway. Tall wooden fences, like the ones we'll be passing by, help to keep out some of the city noise so that the animals can have a little more peace and quiet. Now, as we continue on our way and round the next bend, just a quick reminder to everyone on board to please stay in those seats. Parents and guardians, kids can be in a seat or a lap. They cannot be standing up or walking around the train. And kids, keep an eye on the grown-ups. Make sure they're sitting down too. In just a moment, we're going to be on the lookout for an Amur tiger. Again, cool stuff, but we need everybody in those seats. That goes for kids and grown-ups. There he is, right on top of the hill. This handsome fellow is Anakin. He's an adult male Amur tiger. Tigers hunt a variety of animals, but they prefer mid-sized deer and wild boar. Typically, tigers will gorge themselves on a fresh kill, eating as much as 40 pounds of meat in a single sitting. That's like a human eating 160 sandwiches for a single meal. Remember to stay in those seats, folks, even as he's walking closer. Ma'am, return to your seat. Ma'am in the white shirt, ma'am, sit down. Tigers hunt a variety of animals, but they prefer mid-sized deer and wild boar. Typically, tigers will gorge themselves on a fresh kill, eating as much as 40 pounds of meat in a single sitting. That's like a human eating 160 sandwiches for a single meal. After eating that much, tigers normally won't need to eat again for several days, during which they'll take some of their famous cat naps. Like all cats, tigers love to sleep. They'll spend over 16 hours a day just napping. Now, for a chance to see more of our tigers, stop by Tiger Mountain. As we continue on our way, here's some more info from our WCS experts about our efforts in tiger conservation.
WCS works with many species of tigers in the wild and Amazon. Here is a note from one of our field scientists about his experience working with rangers to protect tigers in Indonesia.
Hi, my name is Panorama. I'm helping the rangers in the national park to remove the forest of water. There was a time that some tigers would make to the jungle, but then we also found that some snares are installed inside the forest, which become dead in the enemy. We dismantle the snares to make sure that the tigers are safe.
This here's the back of the deer now. The spotted is our axis deer. The axis is native to India and Sri Lanka. They're one of the few deer species that will keep their spots for their entire lives, even when fully grown. Out on the hill are the black buck antelope. Female black bucks are like creatures, while the males are dark brown with small-shaped horns. The golden brown deer are about as black, while the sandy-colored deer are Bactrians. Bactrian deer are native to Central Asia. Populations were difficult to monitor due to political conflict in the region, but thankfully researchers with the WCS confirm that Bactrian deer are still present in Afghanistan after going unseen in the wild for nearly 40 years. As we pass through this stunning thicket, we're looking for a short, dark-colored animal that blends with the muddy environment and calls home. If you spy what looks a lot like a pig, then you found a Baba Musa. The name Baba Musa means pig deer in Malay language. The name refers to the male's tusks, which grow from the tops of their snouts. Male Babarusa will use their tusks to impress females and to compete with rival males. They're native to the Indonesian island of Sulawesi. Here. Alright folks, up next, get ready to meet one of the stars of the show, as well as one of the largest animals here at the Bronx Zoo. Now listen carefully, this is important. Our Asian elephant Taffy is standing pretty close to the fence, so we may not get the best view. Please try your best to look over without standing up if you can help it. But first thing you'll probably notice about Happy is her impressive size. To maintain that lovely figure, she has to eat 200 pounds of food and drink 60 gallons of water every day. And try to get a good look at that trunk if you can. Elephant trunks are made up of over 40,000 muscles, more than 60 times the number in a human body. They're strong enough that they can rip down tree limbs, yet so gentle they can pluck a single blade of grass from the ground. Our elephants at the Bronx Zoo receive plenty of one-on-one care from staff. That includes regular baths, pedicures, and training sessions to help keep their minds active.
Yeah. Nice, right? So
Great elephants. Nice elephants.
Alright, I try to be a bit less of a stickler when it comes to the elephant space, but as we continue into the next area, just remember to stay in those seats. It's important not just for your own safety, but for the safety of other guests. So let's see. In the next yard, we're going to be looking for another large land animal. Here we go. We'll find her over on the right as we continue ahead. Looks like she's just getting into her mud bath. Up next is Callie, our greater white-horned rhinoceros, also known as a Canadian or Sumatran rhinoceros. Now, like most rhinos, Callie loves a good dip in her mud bath. Mud is a natural bug repellent and sunscreen, so rhinos like to take regular mud baths to protect their skin. Rhino skin may look almost like armor, but it's actually very sensitive, just made up of many folds. Here at the Bronx Zoo, we care for 5 greater one-horned rhinos. Tending to these animals can be a unique challenge, especially when it comes to breeding. A female rhinoceros will carry a pregnancy for 16 months, while the birth weight can be up to 150 pounds. Baby rhinos normally stay with their mamas for 2 to 3 years, though weaning can take 12 to 16 months. Sadly, all rhinoceros species are currently classified as endangered. Recent estimations of the population of greater one-horned rhinos surviving in India and Nepal at less than 4,000 individuals. As we continue on our way, we get some more information on the subject from our experts. The WCS is just one of the groups that is working to help protect wild rhinos.
The rhinos you see here are Indian rhinos. We work with habitats all over the world that are homes to rhinos. Here is a note from our field office in Sumatra, and Wulan, who works with the Sumatran rhino. Sumatran rhinos are the smallest of the world's rhinos, and they are considered critically endangered.
My name is Wulan Misturi, and I'm the Species Conservation Specialist, or WCS Indonesian program. We carried out an island-wide survey of the last wild population of Sumatran rhinoceros in Indonesia. With so many unknowns on how to manage Sumatran rhinos in the wild or captivity, our study showed definitively that we must protect them at source. The cost of doing nothing could be the extinction of the species, and I can't imagine it. As we continue ahead of our journey, we ought to get ready. Our observation skills are quite good and handy. Asia is the continent with the widest diversity of deer species, and we weren't quite done with just the first meadow. As we clear the trees, we're looking for 3 different deer species and 1 species of antelope. The largest might be spotted over 5 feet tall. The smallest is only around 40 pounds. I'll point that out as I spot them. Feel free to turn to your group and share what you find. Here we go, clearing the trees. Over on the left, one of the first animals I spy is one of our sandbar deer. Sandbar deer are the tallest southern Asian deer species, with adults reaching over 5 feet tall at the shoulders. With that height, they like to stand on their back legs to reach low-hanging leaves for
yeah, up on the
grazing.
hill, there's something.
Over to the right, I see one of our female nilgai antelope. We have an all-female herd at the moment. The name nilgai means blue bull in the Hindi, which refers to males of their species, which have distinctive bluish coats. Definitely flash compared to the females, which are a light tan, with white markings around their faces, bellies, and hooves. On top of the hill, we have even more of the female nilgai and one of our sandbars. Typically in the wild, female sandbars live together in small herds, while the males live on their own. the tracks and highways, the river rushes along, providing a perfect home for geese, ducks, turtles, and fish. Whether it's the Irrawaddy River in Asia or the Bronx River here at home, waterways are a vital resource for life all over the world. The rocky terrain we're entering now is where you'll find our mountain goats. If you see a goat with a beard, then those bearded horns are looking at a heartthorn. If the goat has no beard and its horns are shorter and curved backwards, you're looking at a Himalayan tar. The tar and the marbles both have special tools with rubbery cores which help them grip and bring surfaces. That includes rock faces and even trees. If we were going to search for these goats out in the wild, you would need to be prepared to do some serious mountain climbing. You'll notice the older male markhor has very full, mane-like beards, and their horns are a lot taller than the females. This regal appearance helps lead to the markhor becoming the national animal of Bronx Zoo. As we approach the next area, just another quick reminder, folks, that these names, and if you can, please make the voices low. Our next animal can be easily frightened. Now, let me see. Looks like he's on the ground right now. Hopefully he'll try up a bit and give us a better view. Up next is Linus, our red panda. Again, he's on the ground right now. Hopefully he'll let us get a good look. The color of the red panda's fur has fascinated people for centuries. Their Nepalese name, Purple, roughly translated means fire fox, while their Mandarin name, Diaozhongmao, means small bear cat. Today we know that the red panda is more closely related to raccoons, weasels, and skunks. They're not actually related to giant pandas at all, though both do enjoy bamboo.
Squirrel, mama, squirrel. What's that bad? Squirrel.
As we round this last bend, our journey is almost at an end. You've heard from some of our experts here and in the field and put your own observation skills to the test. We hope that you were inspired by what you've seen and heard here today. Sadly, conflicts between humans and wildlife are becoming a growing concern all over the world. Experts in the Wildlife Conservation Society are working around the clock in over 60 countries. Our hope is that their efforts will help to build a future where humans and animals can live together in peace. Just by visiting us here today, you're helping us help wildlife. To find more ways to get involved, visit us at our website, wcs.org. There, you can read up about education programs, plan your next visit, or sign up to become a WCS member. As for the rest of your visit today, we have a great web-based interactive map you can use. Head to bronxzoo.com/today to view up-to-date information on the status of all of our attractions, as well as point-to-point GPS directions. Again, no doubt or fire. Just go to bronxzoo.com/today. Alright everyone, in a moment we're going to be making a very short stop, just to let our train's computer reset. The process only takes a few seconds, so we'll be moving again shortly after the pause. Again, this is not our last stop just yet. Please stay seated. We'll be moving again shortly. It's important to reset the train's computer at the end of every tour so that it's ready for the next one. I need everybody to stay in those seats. Again, we'll be moving in just a moment. Now's as good a time as any to check and make sure you have all your personal belongings in order. Anything you want with you onto the train should